Beautiful, beautiful liftings that come right out of the Christian liturgy. The Mass mimics what happens at Vespers, evening prayer. O wisdom of our God Most High, guiding creation with power and love, come to teach us the path of knowledge. That's just an example of the first one, right? In that one sentence, that line and a half, 2 lines, are a complete expression of the whole human endeavor. And when you pray it with a little faith, or even a lot, you have the capacity within this cosmically grounded time. Humanity is built to remember. We all know that without memory, we are just adrift in the world. We have to have the Super Bowl on the same weekend every year or the nation will fall apart. I mean, think again. Watch the Super Bowl. It is the great secular consecration of the nation. It has all the people. It has all of the powers. It has all of the expressions. It has the red, white, and blue, and the flags, and the airplane. I mean, good Lord, who would not want the Super Bowl from another country and not live in dread terror of the nation that has such a thing, right? And then our giants walk the field and dominate one another. It's unbelievable. And it's cyclic, right? After that comes the off-season where people make millions of dollars. And then OTAs, what are those again, right? For some reason, they dress these guys up in spandex and make us watch them on TV, and we do it for some insane reason, right? And then it all happens again. Because it's human. It's the most human thing in existence. What does your mom want for your dad on their anniversary? To remember. Right? Again, we laugh because, right? We laugh because, again, maybe your dad forgot once. I don't know, probably not. You probably have nice dads who remember things like that, right? But what's deep in the heart? To remember. So that is how the divine God intersects. The whole Christian calendar is built on remembering, but I would submit that the time of Advent dwells in that cosmic reality, because it does hearken to the end of all things. It is the duty of the Christian soul who confesses that they know salvation, to beg that every soul knows salvation. You might know this on the Chrism Mass, the first Mass of the Triduum every year. We read from the letter of Hebrews, all eyes will see him, even those that pierced him. That's the great testimony of hope. That people will see what you see, hear what you hear, know what you know. And that's when, and again, you can be very at peace, because you don't have to dream it up. Right? You can. A lot of great, right? Somebody had the idea of the Advent wreath. It's really nice. Somebody had the idea of the Advent calendar. That's the first way when I was a little kid that I learned the story of Jesus. Because when you're a little kid, when you're 6 years old, who can sit there and listen to mom read for the Bible for 10 minutes? I lose my mind. Ooh, a chocolate? Yes, I'll listen to the Bible story for a chocolate. Right? And it's clever. And it's right. You sacrifice a little to hear this revelation, there's a sweetness at the end. That's true, that's good. But you don't have to get overly creative about it, because you've got to take organic chemistry exams and remember what the heck your dad wants for Christmas anyway, or oh my God, I have a younger brother, does he even want anything? I can't even tell. Right? And all that stuff, you can just enter into the rhythm of the Mass and the breviary and the Advent wreath and the calendar and all those kinds of things. It can elicit within you a joy for the longing of the divine. And you will see in all the things out there, right? The world is gross, I don't deny it. It's grotesque. But like in a beautiful way, right? It's like eating just like spoonfuls of sugar. It's awesome, but it's gross, right? That's what it's like. It's like going to Culver's every day. It's awesome. But look, yes, it is awesome, don't deny it. Right? A little too much. But we can mark ourselves. You'll see, again, you won't get into the Christmas wars. you'll see what's good. And you'll see what's beautiful about it. Because everything that's too much begins with something that's just enough. Now, I'm going to stop myself there because I'm going to wander off into poetry, and that's bad. I mean, poetry is great, but not for these kind of talks. So, now again, I know I suck a lot of the air. If anything particular came to your mind, I would happily address it. I would answer any question, practical or ethereal. I don't care if you ask a question. That's my problem. I don't know what question you would honestly ask, to be perfectly clear. Not because I don't think much of you. I think the world of you. This is where I'm going to get a little sentimental. Because I'm from the Dells, right? And the Dells is maybe the greatest place in the world, but kind of like everything else, a little too much. All right? Like, do I like that I can play like zombie apocalypse laser tag every day? I do, but it's too much. All right, who's there in the back?
So you do the preparation for Lent, as in sacrifice and stuff. What kind of preparations can we make for the Christmas season in Advent?
So to be clear, in the penitential season of Advent, Holy Mother Church in her current structure and law is of no help to you at all. Because unlike in Lent, where Holy Mother Church lists very minimal penances for you to do, it just says now that church is a penitential season. Good luck, right? Now, I don't mean to be too tongue-in-cheek. What I am suggesting to you, I would suggest to any soul that desires to make a Lenten penitential season and also be friendly to all of our neighbors who get fired up about the holiday spirit and whatnot, is do two particular things. One easy, one hard, right? The easy one is make sure you are faithful to some public devotional, like a wreath or a calendar. There can be other things, right? A Jesse tree or something like that. So be publicly, and by publicly confession, I mean just have it on your desk in your dorm, right? And a wreath can be real tiny, it's nice. So that's easy. Make a publicly, right? Because they don't like decorate the Macy's with Advent wreaths. They don't do that. So you can be in that context and hearken. Secondly, fast Wednesdays and Fridays. Fast, old school, like it was on Wednesdays and Fridays. Not, right, you're all young, vigorous, right? I'm 40 years old and fat, and I can do this. Fast 2 days a week, Wednesday and Friday. Either eat in the morning and don't eat the rest of the day, or don't eat until the end of the day. And you say, I am abstaining from all these material things because my heart hearkens for what comes. And you just make that. If you want to attach other intentions, that's fine. I would really encourage you to have that fasting. Again, it's not a law, it's not a rule. You don't have to do it. You're not a bad Catholic if you don't do it. That's not my point. Because if you want to do it, you do that, and you beg blessed Jesus to show his face to the world. This is now my personal opinion. Jesus Christ says, before the end of the world, there will be the sign of the Son of Man set in the sky. Fast in Advent and ask Christ God to show the sign of the Son of Man. Because then your life my life will become super easy, because everybody will want to be a priest and the confession lines will be an hour long. Right? I'm not, and that's a half joke. So to answer your question, that's what I would recommend. You keep that public devotion, and then you fast Wednesdays and Fridays. You can attach personal attentions to it, but I would suggest that you attach that begging. I don't know why I look at the projector when I say this, but you attach begging Christ God to show the sign of the Son of Man, that all flesh will see what we see. All right. I was waxing poetic about the Dells. Yes. All I was trying to say is this. I do come down here out of loyalty to Father Nielsen. Like, I don't mean you any disrespect. My personal interest in leaving my parish, all people I love it there. I love it. My interest in getting my car and driving down to Madison is at zero. I don't care. I don't. When I say I don't want to do it, I have no natural desire. Because people down here, I know all kinds of people in Madison, oh, Father Eric, we got all kinds of great restaurants in Madison. Why don't you come down here? Yeah, we got great restaurants here, so no. Why don't you come here? Right? Why not? Because I hate Madison, you don't hate the Dells. There you go. So, again, I love Father Nielsen with all my heart. If you want, Father Nielsen and I are, if two people could be exactly the same and exactly opposite at the exact same time, that is how we are. I love that man. He's a great man. He might freak you out every once in a while. You might wonder, what is he saying? Right? That's okay. Heaven knows I disagree with him tons. That Rogers Favre thing, that was cut a little too close to the bone, by the way, but I won't tell that story later too. Right? My point is, right, you like where I come from, the kids who grow up there, love it there, go to school, and never come back. Which is fine, I get it, you gotta do what's right for your own life. I don't judge anyone, that's fine. And you feel the darkness, you see it. Like that biking for babies really moved me a lot, because I can just think of traumatic stories. People who had a very small shot at a good education from the way they grew up and didn't get it. And kind of got bound in a lot of the choices of life that lead down a hard road. And believe you me, a faithful Orthodox Christian can feel a little lonely out there. Never lose faith, never lose hope. But man, you can feel like you're just holding up the tide wall. Now, do I need you trying to follow Christ to get through my day? No. I need Christ God for that. Do I believe that you have the power to do immense good? I do. Do I think that a lot of your public life is totally arrayed against you and is your mortal enemy? Yes, I think that. But you don't have to think that. Because you're your friends and your studies, your university, you're working hard. So if you can incarnate the Christian faith deep in your life, the power to do good, because the Beeseys, Nikki and Kevin, think of someone, the first time I met Kevin Beese, I thought, this is the biggest doofus I've ever met in my life. How did he get into this university? And now he's getting ready to finish his PhD in kinesiology, so what do I know? And he met a nice girl, and they have a beautiful family, and they spend the most of their time trying to engage in apostolate. So like when I have a young lady who's in a really hard situation and needs things that I can't give her, I've got people like the Beeseys who help out. And, yeah. Like when you baptized the baby of a meth head who wanted to kill herself when she found out she got pregnant but decided to crawl into the Catholic Church. And some months later she's stable in recovery and having her kid baptized. I can't do it by yourself. I can preach the gospel to her by myself. I can baptize her by myself. I can't do all the rest. So I'm sorry, I don't be too dramatic, right? I get all weepy around the students. It's very embarrassing. But my point is, where does this flow from? It flows from the rhythm of the cosmic life of Christ, right? So it's trying not to be ridiculous by saying, hey, if you keep a good Advent, you're going to really be apostolic. But it is as true as saying, hey, you keep a good Advent, you're going to really be apostolic. You bind yourself to the cosmic revelation of the Christian tradition and the liturgical life. Where you leap from there is truly amazing. You might even be able to grow a decent beard one day, who knows? All right. Anyways, I appreciate your time here. I won't prattle on anymore. I thank you for spending your time to come and listen to me talk. For those of you who are deep, and again, who come from like stable, solid Catholic families and know these little traditions and things like that, please be apostolic in this time with people like that. There's such warm, sweet, kind, good-hearted ways. My mom had a good deeds stocking during Advent, So you had to get your little, it was a huge felt stocking in our house, and it had little ornaments, each one for each day, that if you did your good deed, you had to stick it on there for all the days of Advent. And if you got all the days, you got the special present at Christmas. It was, right? Try loving that when you're 16 years old. That's a real winner right there. But you know, one of the best ways I got when I was an undergraduate, living with 7 other guys, I proposed the good deed stocking. Got 2 guys to go back to confession. That's not a bad start right there. So what I'm trying to say is you antiphons, scripture passages, hymns during the liturgical life, calling out for Christ, fasting for the sign of the Son of Man in the sky. Then you build that with little traditions and rhythms, things like that. It gives them a dynamism and a power. All right. Thank you very much. I've spoken too long. Father Luke is nice to not cut me off. I wish you peace and very good things in your studies. May the Lord bless you and keep you, make his face to shine upon you, and be gracious unto you and give you peace. May his blessing come upon you and straighten any difficult thing in your life. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you very much.
You guys can stand.
We invite you to join us here in these last couple songs as we close out the night. Yeah, just feel free to sing out God.